Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like I called it. I'm Smalls, and here is this week's review of One Piece. Now, Bege, huh? Now, it was obvious for the longest time that he was planning on betraying Big Mom. However, that backstory, yo. I like how Oda is slowly throwing each of the worst generation back into the forefront. Like, Bege is one of those that we could honestly have cared less about before. The only ones we really wanted to know more about were Law and Kid, and I guess by association, Killer. And they brought, the others, Hawkins and Scratch, Apu, into the forefront with their, alliance with Kid. But aside from that, there was like a hierarchy among them of which we cared and which we didn't, and Bege was a little bit closer to the bottom, and then with a rogue defeating a commander of Big Mom's, he kind of pulled himself a little back up. Plus, maybe in some people's eyes, include mine, a little bit higher because he also met up face to face with Kaido without any repercussions of any sort. So, yeah, that's pretty badass. But Bege just pulled himself up a couple notches too, my boy. Bege. Now, 5 families. I don't gotta, explain why that's a big nod to. But the West Blue is a little bit more crime-filled than we thought. Actually, it makes me wonder which Blue Bartolomeo, I think he was from East Blue. But you know who I'm talking about, the guy with the shield fruit, whatever. I wonder if he was from there, but I think he was from East Blue, because he heard about Luffy's, first, when Dragon stopped him from getting executed back in the Logetown arc. But nonetheless, the Mafia is big. Like shit. And Bege, wow, he has a bit of a reputation. Didn't see that part coming. I'll be honest, I did not see that coming. But he is a crazy son of a bitch, and I honestly am quite surprised he would go for something like that. Like, if that's his backstory, it makes complete sense why he would try to go for the head of Big Mom. She gives him the power of, being the head of his security for the wedding. He literally has control of everything with no one to stop him. That, I have to admit, is pretty badass. And the fact that Luffy and the others are gonna have to team up with him in order to, exact their own revenge. When honestly, before this chapter, I thought Bege would just have to be another obstacle. No, it's the opposite. Although, from the way things do look, it could still be a bit of an obstacle. Not gonna lie, he still could be an obstacle when everything's said and done. But at the very least, for now, he is more or less an ally, because honestly, they wouldn't have brought him up if it wasn't that good of an idea. And, for those wondering, is it going to be possible for them to take down a Yonko with just them? And I like how Jinbei said it was just the 10 of them. But in reality, it's just 8, and he was adding Brule and the train homie on. That was actually kind of funny. I like that. But, in the very end, it seems that, Bege is going to be what they need. And, with him making a thought-out plan for quite a while, it's a lot more believable for him siding with Luffy and having complete control and taking out Big Mom while she's more focused on the Germa to be a thing. I actually think that entire scenario is exactly what this arc needed. And considering how Bege has been, set to be betraying Big Mom from the near beginning of the arc, I think Oda knew exactly what he was doing from the get-go, and I like that. But people have wondered, how is Luffy going to take down Yonko? There's the answer. Because, remember how he took out Doflamingo, which is another reason people say Luffy's not ready to take down a Yonko. Because he needed help to take down Doflamingo, who even after getting his ass whooped by everyone there, was still scared shitless of Kaido. In other words, if they had trouble taking on him, and he's still not that scared of them, you know, it's not that good. And I like how it's not going to be just one-on-one fights anymore because of that. Sorry. I just woke up. But yeah, it's going to be a lot more planned out. And I like it. It's going to be more pirate-esque. And I guess mafia-esque at this point. But yeah, Bege is their key to victory. I'm not going to lie. I like how it was planned out, written out. And speaking of, things that were written out, I love Nami's reaction to Sanji. Like, not just Nami's reaction, everyone's reaction. Because in the end, it made perfect sense that they were all the way they were. Okay, yeah. Yeah, just woke up. It makes a lot of sense in terms of, how they're just happy to have Sanji back. And they're the Straw Hats. They're not really surprised at the fact that they want to take down a Yonko. No, maybe except for Karen and Pedro, but, it looks like they pretty much align themselves emotionally with the Straw Hats to the point where they're not surprised by anything either. So, yeah, kudos to that. But yeah, it's not bad. And Nami, she really skewered him with her words. Literally. I mean, figuratively, but we got to see it literally as the word bubble just pierced Sanji with extreme brutality. That's some shit right there. Because in the end, their dynamic has become a little, cut and dry. But with that little pin in their relationship, it's not an actual relationship. It's just, Sanji. It makes things more interesting. Of course, he immediately thinks she's proposing to him, and she literally just says if he doesn't come back and change his mind, she's gonna beat him up and drag him. Sounds like Nami to me. But regardless, I honestly can't wait to see how this is gonna happen. And I like the fact that after this, they're just gonna go straight to Kaido. That's literally 2 emperors back to back. God damn. But the thing is, will Luffy be top notch? Will he be in the best condition to fight Kaido? And once again, I'm sorry for yawning so much, but I literally just woke up and read the chapter. Yeah. What do you guys think about this whole debacle? Like, do you think Oda did the right thing, writing in Bege from the beginning as a way out? And do you guys like the fact that Bege is being used to, allow Luffy to directly take on Big Mom? Because if we think about it, when it comes down to taking on Kaido afterwards, he's not going to be doing it alone. He's got Law, he'll have the entire Mink tribe, and he's got his entire crew. Instead of just 10. But, yeah, it'll be a little bit easier. Although they'll still be in their own enemy's territory, but... God damn it! Regardless, I do think they'll have a little bit easier time. And who knows, maybe Bege won't actually be their enemy after they're all done with Big Mom. Maybe they'll not only be able to call upon Bege, but call upon Germa as well. Because the main difference about them taking on Big Mom now, taking on Kaido now, regardless of whether one is stronger than the other, because we have no idea, it's the fact that Big Mom is not only distracted by her own wedding and shit, it is also, not her own wedding, her own tea party, I should say, but she's, also being thwarted by her own misgivings. 1, she's the one who let Bege in to begin with. 2, who knows how many allies Bege has actually made in terms of accomplices. And 3, whoever is an accomplice is still scared shitless of Big Mom. And if something goes wrong on their account, like with Opera, they're not exactly going to be so forthcoming with that. So as long as things like that keep happening, Big Mom is actually getting in the way of her own self. But yeah, would you guys like to see Germa come back as an ally? Now, I personally would, because it would give all of them great character development. Like, if they're gonna live, they gotta live. They gotta live and breathe Luffy. Especially Reiju. I'd love to see her breathe Luffy, if you know what I mean. All jokes aside, though, you know, and Reiju's need for character development aside, because she doesn't need any. She's already got it. The others, if they could learn emotions and shit by the end of this ordeal, that would make them all much better characters and much more in the potential ally category. Because Luffy's going to need all the allies he can get. Not that he already doesn't have a bunch of allies. And speaking of allies, at what point do you guys think it would be right for him to call upon the Pirate Grand Alliance, the Straw Hat Grand Fleet? Are we going to wait to the final arc to see them, or are we going to occasionally bump into some of them beforehand? Like, will we get to see Cavendish have an arc with him? Or will we get to see the Giants have... Actually, yeah, the Giants are most likely, because Usopp has something to do with them. But what do you guys think? Put your comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. And keep supporting Smalls on all my social media. So, all the links for that will be in the description down below. I am Smalls. Hope you guys have a great day.